Hi, I'm Allison Trimble with Willfully Guided Horsemanship. I want to talk to you a little bit today about something I see that's a problem for a lot of people, and that's having a crooked backup. In the last part of our reining maneuvers, or really just to back up anywhere, it's really important that you back up straight. You're judged on how straight you can back your horse up. So what I see a lot of times is people are having trouble. They start to back their horse up and they're crooked and covering, a crooked line like this. Part of what you're judged on is how straight you can back your horse. So then what I see is people trying to fix their horse backing up crooked by pushing their hip back straight in line with their body. So say if I was backing this horse up and I feel her, she's backing crooked over here to the right. So what I'll see people do to fix it, and I believe the reason they try to do it this way is the easiest thing to feel is what's wrong. So the hip feels like it's what's kicking out over here, so they'll try to address this by pushing their horse's hip back in line and then trying to back up straight again. They back crooked and then they'll try to push their hip back in. Now there's a reason that this doesn't work. You need to understand what the parts of your horse's body are doing in a backup. So just like going forward, their hind end is the driver. That's what's the motor that's making everything go. Where their front legs, or the front part of their body, is what's steering, just like your steering wheel. So what's happening when your horse is backing up crooked is not that its hips kicking out. You can feel that happening, and that's the easiest thing to see. But what's actually happening is that their shoulders aren't straight in between your reins. So what I mean is when you're taking a hold here, your horse is not keeping its shoulders straight between the reins. So the fix to your horse backing up crooked is not to push its hip back in line. The fix to the horse that is backing crooked this way is to redirect their shoulders and draw them back again. Redirect their shoulders and draw them back again. And I would say this is probably the most helpful tip I ever got from somebody. They saw me out there trying to correct my horse's back up, and I was trying to push their hip over and get that all straightened out. And he pulled me aside and he said to me, what part of your horse is not working? If you're just simply thinking about going in a direction, what controls the direction your horse goes? And the truth is your hands and in between your reins, the shoulders of your horse are what determine what makes you go, in the direction you're going. So what's happening when your horse isn't going straight is that you're either pulling crooked with your hands, maybe you're pulling a little bit extra with one rein or the other. There's something that's happening that's not quite right, or your horse is just leaning out and moving out of the way. But I want to remind you that the fix is not to go about your horse's hip. The fix is to go about your horse's shoulders. So if my horse here was backing crooked and they were over backing here, I'm asking them to back up straight and they're backing over this direction. What I would do is I would redirect their shoulders over here and draw them back again. If it's still crooked, redirect her shoulders and draw her back again. Just like in everything else, it's very important to understand the why. Why am I having this problem? Not just to try to find the thing that's poking out the most and knock it back in line. And understanding the part of your horse that is out of whack or causing you to not be steering properly is the biggest part of that. So if you have any other questions or would like to know a little bit more about our program, visit www.willfullyguided.com. And remember, enjoy your horses.